Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Adebusola. Like I promised a few days ago, I sent a notice on the platform saying I'm going to share a video on doctors, nurses, HCAs, minimum requirements for Ireland and Malta. Either you want to study or you want to work. So this is a compilation of the latest updates on requirements. So like I've shared a video previously on the nurses requirements. So this is a compilation. If you are a doctor, if you are a healthcare assistant, or you are a nurse, this is what you need to watch. HCAs and OET requirements, either for Ireland or for Malta, if you want to study, if you want to work. So I'm going to go in sequence, and definitely you need HCAs academic. I'm going to start with the nurses. This is for nursing. So if you want to become a nursing professional in Ireland, this is what you need for your HCAs academic, not general training. Well, note that for Ireland, for nursing professionals, you can do UKVI HCAs, you can do HCAs academic. Both of them are acceptable in Ireland. So your reading score has to be 7.0, writing 6.5, speaking 7.0, listening 7.0, overall 7.0. At the same time, they have alternatives to this. If you can't achieve at least 6.5 in writing, your writing could be 7.0, for example. Either of the scores could be 6.5. Definitely, as a nursing professional, you only need one 6.5. It could be in reading, it could be in writing, it could be in speaking, could be in listening, at only one in any one module. That is, and your overall still has to remain at 7.0 minimum 7.0. So 6.5, at least 6.5 in either of the modules. And that is it for nursing professionals Ireland. Yeah, I'm going to go down more and explain. So think my screen is, yeah, okay. So this is for occupational English test. If you can't afford HCAs, or even OET is more expensive as far as I know, but if you think HCAs would be more difficult for you, you could go for OET. It's another alternative to the English proficiency. It's an alternative. So for nursing professionals Ireland, that is, if you want to get registered as a nurse in Ireland and practice professionally, you could take OET test, and your reading has to be a B. That is between the scores 350 and 450. Your writing, at least C plus on writing, 300, 340. Speaking has to be a B, 350 to 450. Listening has to be a B, 350, 450 to 450. At the same time, there are alternatives to this. So if you can't, if you have the C plus on either of them, it could be in reading, it could be in speaking, it could be in listening. Only one C plus, definitely as low as C plus, not a C. You have to achieve a minimum of a C plus in any one component, but everything else needs to be a B. And for OET purposes, no overall scores applicable for OET purposes. So that's nursing professionals Ireland, and just trying to scroll my screen. And then now to Malta. If you want to study in Malta, the study pathway, or that is the nursing adaptation program, because you have to take your nursing adaptation program. You can't work like Ireland has. They have two options as a nurse. Is either you take the adaptation program or you take the RCSI aptitude test. So Malta has no aptitude test option. You would have to do adaptation program compulsorily as a nurse if you come into work in Malta. And this is it. Or if you want to study anything as a doctor or a nurse, as a nurse, or you want to study anything, even healthcare professional, or you don't have nursing experience, you want to go and study in Malta. So the arts academic test, it's mandatory. Your reading score has to be at least 5.5, writing at least 6.0. the writing, they are particular about the writing. So that 6.0 minimum has to be in writing. It has to be in writing. And when that's in writing, you're speaking at least a minimum of 5.5, listening 5.5. Overall score should be at least 6. Overall score should be at least 6. That's it about study pathway for Malta or nursing adaptation program. There's still more. I want you to watch this video to the end, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't done that previously for more videos that are going to be coming, and then turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss out any of my updates. And then Malta, as they also have the equivalent for the OET scores. If you can't take the IELTS for whatever personal reason you may have, you could go for minimum the occupational English test, which is the OET. Your reading has to be at least C plus in OET, which is between 300 to 340. Your writing has to be at least C plus, 300 to 340, not a C plus. Listening has to be C plus, 300 to 340. But in speaking, you have to achieve at least a B in speaking, which is between 350 to 450. So your speaking score has to be at a minimum of a B, and then other scores could be a minimum of a C plus, that is it for the OET. And then let me try and scroll. Same thing. So for Malta, after your adaptation program, you're going to be doing your nursing professional registration. Well, at this stage, if you've already done the adaptation program, you wouldn't need proof of English anymore. But for some people coming from other countries that wouldn't require, that have automatic recognition, that we just need to register for with the Nursing and Midwifery Board of Malta, they would need this proof of English. Reading has to be 6.0, the professional registration. Writing has to be 6.0, speaking at least 6.0, listening at least 6.0, and overall at least 6.0. So a minimum score of 6 is acceptable for Malta. If you go through the adaptation program, you wouldn't need to achieve this. The adaptation program is sufficient for you. And then for the adaptation program, like I mentioned previously, you only need at least 5.5, and aim at a 6 in your writing. Or for OET, you need a minimum of B in speaking. Now for Malta professional registration, you need at least reading C plus, writing has to be C plus, which is 300 340. Your speaking has to be at least a B in speaking for OETs for Malta. Your speaking has to be at least a B, and that's grade B in speaking, and C plus in other modules. That is it basically. And then I'm going to go to the doctor's registration, the doctor's pathway. I'm still going to talk about if you want to study in Ireland, postgrad or undergraduate, your requirements for that, the minimum HCAs and OET requirements for that. Then I'm going to talk about the HCAs as well, different pathways. So the first thing I'm going to talk on that, the Doctors Medical Council, if they want to register with the Medical Council Ireland, they need HCAs academic, and you need to have a reading score at least 6.5. You need a writing score at least 6.5, speaking score 6.5, all 6.5s minimum, overall score of 7. You can't go down to 6, you can't go down to 5.5. So you need at least 6.5 in all, and an overall score of 7.0. So that is the OET. So that is the Medical Council. Definitely, even before you get registered with the Medical Council, you need your PLAB exam, you need your press exam. Your PLAB exam basically is one of the requirements to get the medical registration, Medical Council registration. And to achieve that, you need a reading score of at least 7.0 IELTS academic. You need a writing score of 7.0, speaking score of 7.0, listening 7.0, and at least overall 7.5. Some people have, depending on the country and the background qualifications, some people could have alternatives to the P lab. So then you just have to go for the registration pathway and avoid this. So if you have the alternative, you wouldn't need it. But definitely, if you're doing PLAB, you need your reading score of at least 7.0. All 7.0s, the four components of arts academic, and an overall score of at least 7.5. Now, still on the doctor's registration for the medical council, you need OET. It's an alternative, which is reading score of at least B, writing score of at least B, speaking B, and listening B, and or 350 to 450. You need to achieve grade B in all modules. No alternatives. No alternatives. You need a B in everything. You need a B. Now, still on the doctor's medical council, if you want to study in Malta, or if you want to register as a doctor in Malta for your registration or your study, you need at least 7.0 in writing, reading, speaking, listening, and an overall height score of 8.0. An overall height score of 8.0. So you need a minimum of 7. A minimum of 7 in every other component. You need a minimum of 7. That's for Malta as a doctor. If you want to register, if you're from African countries, if you're from overseas countries, and you need your requirements as proof of English, so you need HCAs academic, you need to achieve at least 7.0, and an overall score of 8.0. They also accept OET, occupational English test, in Malta. If you want to study medicine, you have no medicine background, you want to study medicine, travel to Malta, or you are a doctor, you want to register with the medical council, you could also do your OET. If you can't sit for the house, reading at least a B, writing at least a B, and speaking B, listening B, grade B in all modules. So that is it. Basically, you need a B in everything. And now I'm going to go to the HCA pathway. HCA pathway. So for Ireland, you need at least a 5.0 in reading. It's saying how it's academic and not general training. Just be mindful of that. You could take, for Ireland, you could take UKVI out for Ireland. It's also acceptable. In fact, I would even recommend you sitting for UKVI out in case things are being delayed. You could get HCA roles in the UK as well. Ireland and here UK are different countries, but if you have UKVI out, you could keep your focus on both countries, whichever comes faster. You could keep your focus because UKVI HALTs are actually accepted in Ireland. So you need a reading score of at least 5.0, writing 5.0, speaking 5.0, listening 5.0, overall score of 5.0, and that's it. Your speaking shouldn't be less than 4.5. That is just it. But aim at 5.0 in everything. That should be okay. Now I'm going to go to the study pathway for undergraduates in Ireland. Generally, if you want to study an undergraduate program, you don't have to be a nurse. You don't have to be just generally, if you want to study in Ireland, if you want to move from your country, study in Ireland, and you need a proof of English, aim at the HCAs academic, reading score of at least 5.5, writing score of at least 5.5, speaking at least 5.5, listening at least 5.5, overall 6.0, and definitely your overall score 6.0 with no band, no component less than 5.5. That is it for undergraduate. And then I'm going to talk about the postgrad. So if you want to study in Ireland as a postgraduate, it could be a PG diploma, it could be masters, it could be PhD, it could be anything. It depends anyway. You need to aim at a reading score of at least 6.0, writing 6.0, speaking 6.0, listening 6.0, and an overall of at least 6.5. Some universities actually require an overall of 7.0, Everything I've said now, sometimes they keep reviewing things. Maybe in another few years it would have changed, or maybe it's been reviewed, or maybe it's been brought down. You would still have to go on the university or on the school or on the professional registration board website to confirm the latest updates on that, to confirm the latest. But as of today that I'm making this video, it's still this and that. Some universities will still accept overall 7.0 and some 6.0. It depends on the course, depends on the program, and that is it basically. So then generally for international students coming to Ireland to study for your English proficiency exams, you need your HALT score of 6.5 to 7.0. Just aim at that overall, with 6 in each band. Aim at 6 in each band, just in case. If you're doing TOEFL is also, some schools still also require TOEFL as an alternative. You need to aim at 88 to 100. Some schools also accept PT academic as an alternative to the HALT. Aim at 63 to 65, or if you're doing the Duolingo test, 95 to 120, depending on your requirements and what country you're applying from. And then I'm going to tell you, these are a list of top Irish institutions that you can do postgraduate or undergraduate programs. For example, the most common one is Trinity College Dublin. If you want to study with them as an international student and moving to Ireland via study pathway, you need your HALT score 6.5 at least, with no band below 6.0. TOEFL is an alternative. You need at least 90 with 21 in the writing section. And PT academic, you need at least 63 with no section below 59. If you're doing the Cambridge ESOL C1 or C2, if GCSE grade is required, you need at least a C. That's for Trinity College Dublin. And then I'm going to show you another Irish institution, University College Dublin. It's one of the top Irish institutions as well. For international students, you need HALT score 6.5 with no band below 6.0. You need TOEFL. If TOEFL is your alternative, at least aim at 90 with at least 21 in the writing section. PT academic 63 with no section below 59. Cambridge ESOL 61 or 62. GCSE grade C. You don't have to prove everything. You only need one of those things. It depends on your country and the requirements in your country as well. Then for National University of Ireland, another one of the top Irish institutions, HALT score 6.5 with no band below 6.0. TOEFL IBT score and 88 overall. PT academic 61 with no section below 48. Cambridge C1 or C2. GCSE grade not applicable to them. National University of Ireland, I think that is in Galway. You can look it up to check. University College Cork. Cork is another county Cork. You need, if you're studying with them as an international student, you need HALT score 6.5 with no band less than 6.0. TOEFL, if you're doing TOEFL, 90 with 20 in each section, and PT academic 63 with no section below 59. If you're doing Cambridge ESOL C1 or C2 is acceptable, and GCSE grade C. And then Maynooth University is another common one where international students migrate from all over the world. If you're studying with them as an international student, just aim at HALT score of 6.0 overall, TOEFL 8 to 92, PT academic 55 to 59. They don't take Cambridge or GCSE. It's not applicable to them. So Maynooth University have low scores. They have lower scores. Even University of Ireland, Galway as well. Then, so oftentimes the English language requirement, it could be generalized, but some colleges for courses like medicine, engineering, they could have higher cutoffs. They could have, for if they say if you're studying in this university, you need at least 6.0. So, but if you want to study medicine in that in that school, it could be higher. You might need to go on their website to check. I've listed a couple of top Irish institutions for you to see, to look up and see. Then another thing is on the English language requirements, make sure you aim at the scores. You don't have to do both HALT or what's it called, OET. It's only one. You only need one. I know some people have tried many times. The trick is, if you're getting ready for to take your exams, always surround yourself with English, English, English. If you put on, in my time, I think I was watching videos, but I would turn off the subtitles so that I would make sure that I can pick up every single word correctly. Turn off the subtitles, surround yourself with English, speak, because that would actually help you with speaking, and that would help you. Then do essays as much as possible. Do a lot of essays to improve your writing skills, because most people always fail writing. Especially most people always fail writing. You might need to practice more. Don't book your exam in a rush, especially some people that have failed previously and they want to go again. Don't book an exam 2 weeks into. You need at least 3 months intensive preparation for HALT or OET if you want to pass. From what I've seen, if you want to pass once, and try your best. So if you want to study in Ireland, you've seen your requirements. If you want to work in Ireland, you've seen your requirements. Doctors, nurses, HCAs, and that is it basically. Thank you so much for watching. That's my website, www.adebusolaowokole.com. If you want to join the mentoring, or if you want to book a consultation or appointment for to clarify anything on your mind, you could visit that website. If you want to join mentoring for any of the pathways, if you think you need help, you could visit that website as well. Don't forget to share this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like I mentioned. And don't forget to turn on your notification bell as well. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.